Hello, 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 hello. It is Thursday again. It's 8 o'clock. This is our fifth episode. Listen. Give us a round of applause for our fifth episode. Who knew that? Thank you, Marquis. Thank you. Listen, we just showed back up for the fifth time. I need to know, do you all like the show so far? What's your input? I want to know, do you think we should keep this going? Should we, mix this all together and say, Lamont, don't tell us we're not dateable. We don't want to ask any questions. I want to know. I see Nigel. I see Sirius Williams in the chat box. Welcome to the show. Definitely like this video, make some comments, and share this with a friend. And if you want to join and ask questions, there is a link in the chat box, okay? Take a look in the chat box. If you look there, you can click on the link. You can join. I welcome anybody in the LGBTQ plus community. Any age, any race. You can live anywhere in the world that you want. Go ahead and click on the link in the chat and come on and ask me some questions. I have a topic I want to talk about. You all know I always have a topic I want to talk about. You can give me your input on the topic as well. This is for singles and couples or people who are dating. So if you're in a relationship and you got some stuff going on and you need some advice, come on, let me know. I will bring you on. Yes. I think, yes, the link is in the chat. So if you want to join, click on the link and you can come on. Just make sure your Wi-Fi is good, your lighting is good, and you have some good energy. Okay. Bearded Ham says, yes, this is insightful for how gay men can navigate dating. Okay. I that is what I'm here for. That's why they call me the gay dating coach, because that's what I do. I help us navigate dating, how to flirt, how to stay out of the friend zone, how to navigate difficult conversations, but ultimately just to make sure you're your best and most authentic self and stay in a healthy relationship. That's what most people want. They don't want to be trapped into something that's not fun or good. So thank you. I see Michael. He says, keep it going, please. I will keep it going if you all show up. How about that? If you like, comment, and share on the videos, then I will keep it going. Okay. If you all go ghost, then guess what? I go ghost. And that's so funny. We have someone that is going to join. Let's see who's going to be our first guest tonight. Hello. We're matching in black, Nigel. Did we plan this? And we have beards and the skin. Are we cousins?
You cut your beard a little bit.
I trimmed it down. It was given like Wolverine from X-Men. So I was like, let me just trim it down a little bit.
So you and your husband are not into that, the role play?
Behind closed doors. Look, welcome to the show. Nigel, tell everybody about yourself and let me know what questions you have about dating.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Nigel Ashford. I am 30 years old. I currently reside in Dallas, Texas. I am a senior event manager. I am single. I feel that I struggle with dating, especially when it comes to flirting. And also, I think I still suffer a little bit from body dysmorphia. So I am plus size, or that sometimes I'm unattractive. So it's that I don't even know when guys are flirting with me. I think nice. And when I am attracted to an individual, I don't know, like I get nervous and
Mhm.
I don't know what to do. So yeah.
Okay, okay. Nigel, so thanks for sharing a couple things that like you are trying to improve upon, because I think we all have things that we struggle with, but things it's nice that you acknowledge them. That's the first part of it. So I heard it's about like how you flirt with a guy, but also how you see your body and how sometimes that might um be a challenge for you to actually connect with somebody, for you to see if guys are into you around that as well. Is that correct?
Right. And it usually ends up with us just being friends. And
Mhm,
then
mhm,
since it didn't work out for us, I don't know. I have a hero complex. I was like, let me see if I can find somebody else. And I try to hook them up with other people, even though they didn't ask.
Do the other people look like you or something else?
The other people, I do try to find someone who goes with the person. And like
Hmm.
it literally happened again. I think 3 weeks
Wait.
ago. Was these two guys that I didn't like the other one, and he expressed interest in me, but I wasn't interested in him. And this other guy who I was interested in, but I thought we would be better as friends, I put them
Mhm.
together. We just went on a date. Yeah.
You're
So,
playing matchmaker over there, and we need to get you to play matchmaker for yourself. That's what it is, though, right?
right, that's the goal.
So I want to know, what does flirting look like for you? So like if we were on a date, like how would you flirt? What does that look like? We want to see it.
Oh, ooh, I'm so awkward. I would, I would do the conversation, but
Hmm.
I was, or oh, like I like how your beard looks, or oh, you have some pretty.
Hmm.
And then I wouldn't know what to do after that. I don't even know, like, I don't know. I'm a very awkward,
Okay.
over situation.
Awkward awkward is a good thing. You know why? Awkward shows that you are putting yourself out there. So anytime that if you feel like you're doing something that's awkward or it's uncomfortable, guys see that. And Nigel, what they do is they're like, okay, he's going out of his way to make me smile. He's going out of his way to give me a compliment. I would just ramp it up a tiny bit. How do you feel about like touching guys on a first or second date?
I never can because I don't know if they're feeling it or not. Usually it's
Hmm.
the me, and I'll be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, but I'm too afraid. Like I even do the handshake, and my friends always laugh that I
Mm-hmm.
always do like I'll lean in with
It's the safety hug. You're like, oh, this is a minor. Let me give you the one arm.
that. I do the lean in, like I'm like.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. So you're already telling the guy, I am not comfortable with physical touch, or this is a job interview.
That's what it feels like. It's a job interview.
Because you are so from the beginning, like, and people, I try to tell people from the beginning, you set the energy, the tone on the date. So if you were on a date, your first date would be, hey, good to see you, two arms, give that man a bear hug. Like I like give him a bear hug. That way you get to smell him. Like I would hug him and be like, oh, it's good to see you. And then you're like, oh, you feel great, you smell nice. You have started to say, we are not here to talk about business, we are here to talk about love and romance and compatibility.
Right.
Throughout the date, like, guys, they do it all wrong, Nigel. Sometimes they don't do the touch, or they go in like, let me grab your butt or grab your penis, and it's like, no, no, no. Or they grab the inner thigh. It's like, no, no, no. We'll get the other guest in 1 second once we get through Nigel, and then we'll bring the other guest on. Look, we might have a lineup tonight. Um, if so, or we'll bring the guest on if they have a question for him, but we'll bring him on in one moment. So, Nigel, I do think it's okay for you, like throughout the date, that you touch the guy. And I say touch the guy, I mean like you can touch the guy on his hand, his shoulder, and I think that is fine. Like,
But do you ever feel like as like I don't want the other person, this is what I'm thinking. I don't want the other person to think I'm doing too much. Like I'm
oh,
always what is too much? Like, am I doing too much if I touch them? Am I doing too much? Like I keep asking myself, am I doing too
the problem is you're not doing enough for the guy to say that that you want more.
much?
If you are not, if it's not clear that you are romantically interested in the guy, you have not done enough.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I'm gonna give you this little bit of advice. Halfway through the date, you can be like if we were on a date together, I would say this to you, Nigel. What are you thinking about the date so far? Are you
Okay.
enjoying yourself? Are you enjoying yourself?
So a check in the middle of
It's
the day.
it's a check-in. He's gonna be like, you know what, Nigel? I'm having a good time, but you haven't touched me this entire time. Or Nigel, you seem kind of uncomfortable. Is there something I can do? Like that allows you to read the room and kind of recalibrate and say, okay, well, let me turn my game up because apparently he thinks I just want to be friends.
Yeah.
And that's not the case, right? That is not the case. That is not the case. You want him to know you're interested. And you talked about like your body, your view on your body, right? What are your thoughts about your body?
A lot of people say I have a beautiful body,
Mm-hmm.
but for some reason I just don't see it. So I
Mm-hmm.
started in therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just recently moved to Dallas and I've been in therapy for 2 years. So like I've been with my confident game. I'm more extroverted in speaking to people, going into crowds, shaking people's hands, just like, hey, everybody, like bringing the energy. And I think I saw this guy, he's my Instagram crush. And I saw
Okay.
him and he grabbed me. He said, oh, what's up, Instagram friend? I said, oh, what's up? And then I took a step out of the comfort zone. And he was just like, I said, hey, I've actually been attracted to you for a while, man. And,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he just burst out laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, shit. And then all of a sudden, like, I started doing the exercises that my therapist would tell me to do if I,
Mm-hmm.
but my mood immediately switched.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
ran into another guy who I've been chatting with consistently for 2 years through Instagram. And he said, if you're ever in Dallas, we have to get together. We have to try dating.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved and we met up. We talked for hours. And he said, I
Mm-hmm.
want to see you. And I said, okay, cool. And so I reached out to him the next day. I said, would you like to go on a date? He said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm tonight. I said, okay, cool, 10:30. And then around 8:30, I ran into him at our gym. And I didn't even know we went. And he said, I'm looking forward till tonight. I said, me too. So
Mm-hmm.
10, then 11:30, and then it's after midnight. And I checked the Instagram. He's partying with the friends, drinking, have a good time. God damn. Like, and it's just kind of been affecting my self-esteem a little bit where I feel
Mm-hmm.
like damn, am I ugly? Damn, am I not wanted? Damn, like, and it's like the guys that I don't get, but the guys who I'm not attracted to or who I don't like,
Mm-hmm.
they seem, and I put them in the friend zone. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like a ongoing thing. But now I'm also like, let me get my
Yeah.
mind back.
Yeah. Yeah. How many dates do you feel like you're going on in about a year?
Well, since this year started, I've been on three.
3 dates. Okay. So here's the thing about rejection, because that's what it is. guys are saying, I'm taking a look at you, Nigel, and you are just not my cup of tea, which is totally what you want. It may hurt, but you would want a guy initially to say, you know what, Nigel, you are not what I'm looking for. Instead of him trying to date you for 3 months, backing out on dates like the guy what you saw at the gym, because that's going to play on you even harder emotionally, because now you have invested time, energy, emotions in a guy from the gate who wasn't interested in you. So it's about changing your perception about there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, Nigel. Your body is beautiful. It's about finding guys who appreciate your body. And I think I talked to one of the guys last week and I said, you may have to travel to different states. You may have to go to different types of events. You may have to go to places where guys are going to appreciate you for who you are now. Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, what's your favorite part of your body
Um,
that
my
is
lip,
visible to the world? Say it again. You cut out a little bit.
my lips.
Okay. So you love your lips. They should always be greased and well manicured, right? Okay. And you should find excuses to kiss a guy on his cheek.
Okay, that's new.
He's a Lamont. That's new. That's out of my box. That, like, literally, when you give him a hug, a little peck, it's great to see you.
Okay.
Give him a glimpse of what he's missing out on, and that's a way that you turn it up as well.
There's a whole strategy to this, and I didn't even know it. So,
I yes, yes, yes. Oh, we have somebody in the waiting room. Do you want to stick around or do you want to jump off?
oh, I don't.
You want to hang out?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's bring in the other person. Let's see. And maybe this person might have a question for you. Everybody's wearing all black tonight. Jamal, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. Introduce yourself to Nigel.
Hi, Nigel. My name is Jamal. I actually live in the DFW area. I'm actually in Fort Worth. So,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Interesting. Jamal, any questions? I know this is not the dating show, but any questions that you might have for Nigel?
Well, I've been watching the whole time, and Nigel, I gotta say, you are a handsome man. So I don't understand why guys are putting you in the friend zone, but definitely, I would definitely like to get to know you.
Oh,
Oh, look, shoot his shot. Shoot your shot is on Wednesday. This is Thursday. Are you dateable? Okay. Oh, but can you relate to anything that Nigel shared about just like being able to flirt or not being able to attract guys who are interested in you physically?
I can relate to that. I've been friend zoned a couple of times, and I think my thing is I come off it's a little bit different. I come off a little bit too hard. I'm asking questions up front because I don't want to waste my time just because of
Mhm,
the age I'm at. I'm 37. So
mhm.
I want to know, are we doing this or not? And if we're not, then I move on.
Like, what questions are you asking? Because it's giving me job interview tease, Jamal.
It actually is, and I need to get out of that. So it is job interview teams. And I
I
believe
want
that's
to. What are these questions? What are these questions?
Um, one question could be like, right now, where are you at in your life? Where do you see yourself going in the next stage of your life, 5 years down the road? Um, what do you see with someone like me? Like, what's the purpose of you asking me out on a date type of thing?
Jamal, those first two, I would say throw those out of your toolbox. And I'm
Okay.
sure there are people in the chat box. I mean, look, right, that are going to disagree with me, because what it does is you set the guy up to try to meet your expectations. And when I say meet your expectations, it means he has to perform. Because if someone asks me, where do I see myself in 5 years? I'm like, oh shit, I better come up with a good answer or Jamal is going to think less of me. So he may feel on the spot, and that may make him lie or shut down.
Okay. So, in your opinion, what questions should I ask since I got to throw those two out?
Yeah, throw those out. What do you like? Yes. What do you like to do for fun? What does your weekend typically look like? What plans do you have for the summer? Tell me about your siblings, your cousin, like, like I want to know like the essence of who you are while sharing as well, right? Like if you want a guy to tell you about like what does he do for fun, you could be like, hey, you know what, I traveled to South Africa over the summer, and I was there, I did X, Y, and Z. The maid did this, the pool was like this. You're giving the person an example of the information you want from them, and very detailed. And in that conversation, when he responds back, he might say, oh, I've never been out of the country. I've never been out of Texas. As a matter of fact, I've never even been out of Dallas. It's giving you the information that you need, right?
Yeah. Definitely
Or
agree.
he can be like, oh, I've been to Paris, I've been to Rome, blah, blah, blah. I went shopping there, but he's giving you the information you need.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely agree.
And it's not performative. It's just, this is my life. Or I spend time with my nieces and my nephews, or I like to cook during X, Y, and Z. Oh, well, I need to invite over the house the next time you cook. I'll bring the salmon, you bring the rice. Right. I don't know. I'm just, Oh. Is that helpful?
It's very helpful.
We got a full house tonight. Nigel, you want any questions you have, or do you want to ask Jamal?
I will say, like, how has it been like dating men for you in these couple of years?
Has it been dating for me in the DFW area or just in
Yeah,
general?
in the DFW, because the men are so different. I will say they are bold here, but at the same time are unpredictable.
Yes, I definitely would agree with that. They are different and they are bold. Lamont, basically, with that advice, so thank you for that. I think with me, I'm coming off too forward. And so I'm interviewing them, and so they don't want to go on a second date. I did see a guy recently, I went out this weekend, that kind of put me in that friend zone, that wanted to give me a shot. And so we did have a conversation, and it actually was better than the first time because I was more relaxed. I was more like asking him the typical questions that Lamont said earlier. Or I just was trying to get to know him instead of interview him.
Yeah, you want to show more of your warm and fuzzy side. And I think second dates are usually better than first dates because both of you are nervous. So if it's always great, no matter what, to say, unless it's like totally horrible, I want to see you again, so you can see the different guy in a different light. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I need one of y'all to hop off so I can bring one person on. Let's see if they're wearing all black.
Yeah. Nice meeting you.
All right. Thanks,
Like,
Nigel. Let's bring on another person. Let's see. I guess y'all want some dating advice, really? We might have to keep this show going. Let me know in the comment section. Make sure you like the video, but definitely share this with somebody who you who may need to hear some of this advice, or who you think should come on the show and ask some questions. I think that would be helpful. Let's see. Pisces Bass Lover says, doorbell is busy tonight. Nice. It's a party. Pisces Bass, when are we going to get you on? Okay. I want to know. Let's see. Okay, we have. Is it Hashim?
Yep.
You got
You
the
hear me?
black memo tonight.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said you got the black shirt memo tonight.
Not really.
Oh, well, listen, welcome to the show. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what question do you have?
Well, I'm a maintenance worker. I live in Newport News, Virginia.
Mhm.
And pretty much what I came on the show, because I've been watching you for a while, but I just never like had the time or the space to go live.
Mhm.
So pretty much the question that I have is, I'm not as confident with, just approaching people, even though like I might see them from a distance. I'm just not, I get tongue tied and I just don't know what to say or how to say it
Mhm.
without, you know, losing train of thought or just, brain fart, all of that.
Mhm. Okay, how long have you been dating guys?
I haven't really went on as many dates,
Mhm.
really. About a few, but when I go on those dates, it always ends up like, oh, well, I'm not sure about you or this, that, and the other. And it's just
Mhm.
always seems like I would get the opportunity, but then
Mhm.
after the date is over with, it's like I get well, it was nice meeting you, but I'm not sure this can go any further. So then
Mhm.
that kind of eats at
Mhm.
my confidence and makes me feel like, okay, so what is wrong? What is it that I'm doing or not, you
Mhm.
know, being open enough? Because the thing with me is I wasn't always the most secure person, even growing up, because I was an outcast. I was bullied,
Mhm.
dealing with the whole homophobia even before I even realized, I was bi,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
just coming to acceptance of that. But then once I did come out, you know, it wasn't really, as easy because with like dating, because it's like you talk to a girl and she knows that you're attracted to guys as well, she's gonna, want to know the number and how long, and just like, okay, well, you're damaged goods because you're pretty much a waste and this, that, and the other. Because what can I do for you when
Mhm.
you're looking at that? And I
Mhm.
feel like with me, I'm attracted to who I'm attracted to. I
Mhm.
shouldn't have to pick which I like more than the other. And I just feel like it's not really, I mean, it's feel like it's easier when you either straight or gay, but then when you're bi, it's just like people just don't, you know,
Mhm.
touch on that.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely, if you're dating both men and women, that can be challenging because there is a lot of stigma when it becomes, being a bisexual guy. Women are going to say sometimes they can't compete with another guy, so they may not want to date you. Gay men might say, "Listen, you might want to slip back and go have sex with a woman, so this may not work." So I think one of the things is you finding places where you can find either men or women who will be like they're open to this. So there are like bisexual groups, there are events, parties that you can go to. What city do you live in?
I live in Newport News,
Oh,
but I
so that's
mainly,
that's going to be challenging there, sir. I'm not even
yeah.
going to lie to you because that's a very conservative area. It's very conservative. So most women are not going to be open to dating a bisexual man. And the type of gay men that you will find there are going to, they might want to have sex with you, but they may not want to be publicly out with you. So I would suggest moving to a different city. Also, you talked about your confidence level. What do you say to a guy or girl when you walk up to them? Like, do you already have something prepared in your head?
I just either most of the time I just never approach them because of the fear of rejection, or just feeling like, okay,
Mhm.
you know, because like when I go out, I like to enjoy myself. I don't want to make my whole, you know, let somebody dictate my whole night and be like, okay, well, just because this person didn't talk to me, or I didn't get what I wanted to get out of this person, now my whole night is ruined. I want to go home. So it's just more so like I just like to, you know, be in a party, enjoy myself. Whoever, you know, I seem to attract or
Yeah.
approach. I guess I'm more comfortable with people approaching me as in
So
suppose.
I'm gonna stop you right there. So I'm gonna stop you. So listen, um, it's okay to be told no. It is okay to be told you are not my type. It is okay to be like somebody say I'm good. It's re-examining of what that means. It just means that person is not compatible for you. It does not mean there is something wrong with you unless you spit in their face, you're rude to them, you touch them like inappropriately. You have to turn your mic down a little bit. I think we're getting a little bit of feedback. Or we got to mute one of you. Let's see. All right, that might be a little bit better. Perfect. Good. It's okay to be told no. It's okay. If you're out and about trying to meet someone, I would not start with trying to meet somebody who you're romantically interested in. Practice on someone that you're just trying to get to know. So, like if you're at the grocery store, walk up to a stranger, give the stranger a compliment. I love your shoes. I love your phone that you have. Ask them a question. You have to practice the art of small talk. Do you know what small talk is? You said you do? I think you say that again.
You heard me?
No, I need you to say it again.
Okay, I said I'm familiar with small talk.
Mhm.
I guess it's not that I'm not comfortable with doing it. It's just when I'm with, I guess it's just when it's the person I'm attracted to. It's just saying the right things
Mhm.
and not, because you want to make a good impression on that person. You want them to get to know you. So
Mhm.
it's just the fear of like, okay, if I say the wrong thing, or if I'm
Mhm.
giving myself away, or
Mhm.
all of that.
What is the wrong thing? Like, what do you think? Give me an example of the wrong thing.
I guess seeming thirsty or just coming
What
off as desperate.
What's a desperate or thirsty comment or question?
I Not necessarily a question, I guess is just more so of like energy.
Hmm. I need an example. You have not given me an example because I don't
So
know what we're working with here. I'm not gonna let you skirt this question. I need an example.
like up close and personal, and then just kind of hovering over you and just giving you bedroom eyes, and you know looking
Hmm.
you up and down, biting their lips and this, that, and the other. So it's just like,
Thank you. That is thirsty. That is creepy. That's way too much. It's inappropriate. Don't do it. Thank you. That's why I thank you for sharing the example. It's creepy to stare at a guy the whole time. It's creepy to lick your lips and everything and have bedroom eyes. I would just say, look at the person in their eyes. It looks like we lost Jamal. That's okay. Thanks for coming on. Um, and just say hello to the person.
okay,
All that other stuff is awkward, and you have to practice walking up to a stranger that you're not attracted to just to say hello and practice the art of small talk. Until you master the art of small talk, it will be very hard for you to do that with someone you're interested in.
okay,
Does that make sense?
yeah, it did. It made a lot of sense.
Like what do you hear me saying?
Pretty much, you're saying that I need to learn how to make small talk so that it's comfortable for me to even do it with the people that I'm trying to, get to know, and, whether if it's an attraction or not, just to be more comfortable with speaking so that I don't, you know, feel, damn, what is the word I was looking for? Pretty much just be more confident with speaking to people without feeling like I'm going to say the wrong things and all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And what you might want to do if you don't have a dating coach, you might want to get one, or um, share with one of your friends on some of your strategies that you would do to approach a man or a woman and get their feedback, because they might say, hey, what you're doing is creepy, it's inappropriate, it's not going to land well. Because I'm happy you shared the examples with me, because I probably was thinking about something else, but you nailed inappropriate things to do when you're trying to reach out to somebody or trying to flirt with somebody. That is not going to work. It's not going to work. So you would benefit from sharing what you're trying to do with other people or a dating coach. Because right now, I don't think you are dateable yet because you haven't mastered the art of small talk. So you have to be able to build that muscle to approach somebody.
Yeah, I'll definitely work on that
Yeah.
because I feel like that's the main thing I have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like, as far as like my personality, but I just feel like my approach and just how, just learning, what approach, just to be comfortable with speaking with people. Because
Yeah.
especially when you're, what? Oh, pretty
Yeah.
much when you are somewhat of a shy person, it's not easy for you to have conversations with people.
Which is
And that's
why I'm saying you have to practice. Like you have to literally write down 3 things that tell a story about who you are. Like if you like video games, if you like to travel, if you like to cook, you have to come up with a narrative to share with other people about the essence of who you are. And if you don't know that, or if you can't string together a few sentences to say that, you're going to stay in the same place that's not going to allow you to date someone,
okay.
because you're waiting for other people to approach you and lead the conversation and guide things. And it should be a back and forth, and especially if you want to approach someone.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully that has helped. Hopefully that
Yeah,
has
you
helped.
gave me a lot to think about and help, and I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Because,
Oh,
I, for a while, I just didn't know what it was, just as far as like figuring out what it could be. But thank you.
oh, definitely. You are more than welcome. Thanks for coming on the show. All right. Have a good night.
All right.
All right. So I love that he shared examples about some of the things that he does to when he's trying to approach people. Have you ever seen 2 guys kind of stare at each other up and down? They're waiting for the other person to make the first move. That is not going to help you to get your man if you just keep staring at each other. People find it they feel like it's creepy. It's too much. Just go say hello. Say hello. Definitely, if you all like this video, click the like, comment, and share. We also have more time if somebody else wants to join as an FYI. Just click on the link in the chat. Whew, I bet you all thought that I was going to tell everybody that they are dateable. Did you all think that? In the chat box, I want to see. Did you all think that? No, I think everyone deserves love, but everybody's not ready. Everybody deserves love, but they are not ready. And you have to get there. Charles Rich has a question. What is your advice for overcoming the 7-year itch in gay marriage? Ooh. So, I don't know if you all know, my background is in counseling. And the majority of the time that I was a therapist, and I still am working with couples and singles, particularly with gay men, really helping them to stay in a healthy relationship. So Charles is talking about the 7-year itch, which could mean something for different people. After you've been with someone for so long, sometimes things get boring. There's some disconnection between you and your husband or your spouse. Things aren't working well. I always say it is time to get help. Too often we feel like we can fix our problems on our own. If that works for you, have at it. See if it does. However, if it doesn't, go see a therapist, go see a counselor, go work with another couple that you feel like can mentor you all. And if you're talking about the 7-year itch, I'm assuming that you're talking about stepping outside of the relationship. You all, I feel like if you're married to somebody, there should be no conversation that is off the table. There's no conversation that should be off limits. If you are in a marriage and you feel like you want to step outside of the relationship to have sex with somebody else or entertain somebody, sit down with your husband, your spouse, and have that conversation. You probably had the conversation with your friends. Even if your partner disagrees, it's communication. It's saying, hey, babe, what's going on right now is not doing it for me right now. I'm thinking about bringing somebody else in. I'm thinking about doing something else on my own. That creates the space for you all to have those uncomfortable conversations to say, okay, maybe I need to step my game up. Maybe I need to gain some weight, lose some weight, exercise. Maybe I need to be more romantic. Maybe I need to stop nagging. Maybe I need to stop controlling things. Maybe I need you to clean the house so when I come home, I don't feel like I have to clean the house up. There are a number of things that may make a couple want to step outside the relationship. But if you don't broach the conversation with your husband, with your spouse, then there's not the opportunity for your husband or your spouse to say, okay, I hear you. Here's how I can show up in the relationship. I hope that has helped and answered your question, Charles. Oh, yes. I was supposed to be talking about ghosting tonight. Maybe we'll talk about that next week and just rename this week. But I do see some more questions. Ken says, interesting name, Ken. What should I look for if I want to try interracial dating? As I sip my water. What should you do if you want to try interracial dating? I feel like interracial dating, there are benefits to stepping outside of your ethnicity, your culture, and seeing if someone who is different is compatible for you. Especially if you are having a hard time finding compatibility within your own race, your ethnicity, your communities, right? However, I will say this. You should not treat people as flavors. You should not treat people as, oh, let me try this person just for an experience. Nobody wants to be your experience. No one wants to be your guinea pig. And people can tell that you are trying to experience them or experiment with them based on this, based on your connection with their race or their ethnicity, right? So if, a white guy says he wants to date a black guy, great. Does that white guy have any black friends? No, I mean, like, for real. Your coworker, your the guy who fixes your car, they don't count. I'm talking about, like, do you have people of color who are your friends? Also, do you vote in the interest of people of color? Because you can't sexually want someone, but then when it comes, time to vote for equity, inclusion, housing, employment opportunities, you vote the other way for your race. Get somebody else to do it, okay? Get someone else to do it. I think if you're like, hey, Lamont, I wanted to step outside my race and date other people, there are a couple steps that you have to do before you go on a date with the guy who's outside of your race or your ethnicity. Go learn about that community. Go to a mosque, go to a church, go to volunteer somewhere, go to the bars, the clubs, go to the social events where people are. Get to know people. Learn about that culture before you try to date someone in that culture. Like, develop friendships, develop connections, because best believe when you go on a date with that person, they are going to ask you, oh, you're going on a date with me because I'm black. You got any black friends? Who did you vote for? Right? Those are going to be the questions, and you are not going to be able to answer them. You're going to look like you're treating the person as a flavor of the week. Ken, good question. I hope I've answered that question for you. So Charles in the chat box, he said, no, I interpreted his question wrong. He said, no, not infidelity, but just boring and not having a 50-50 relationship. So you're talking about equity in a relationship, or someone, both of you in a marriage, in a relationship, not carrying the weight. Oh, y'all gonna hate my responses. I know y'all gonna hate them. Y'all gonna hate them. You're gonna hate them. Relationships are not always set up to be 50-50. They're not. And especially if you signed up to marry somebody, your relationship is not set up always to be 50-50. Sometimes based on mental health, based on job capacity, based on the needs of your partner may need to show up more in the relationship to handle things, to support you. And that should fluctuate. That should fluctuate over the years. It should fluctuate. If you are looking for a 50-50 relationship, go get yourself, a contract and some investments, because that's the only way that you're going to agree on getting everything 50-50. Let me give you an example. Say you're married and your partners or your husband, their mother dies. There's death, right? And they go into depression for a year. How do you expect that partner to show up in your relationship 50-50? Sometimes that's not realistic. You may have to step up to 60 or 70% and carry the weight and show up for your partner. That's what marriage is about. It's about ways that you can continue to show up for the person that you said you want to spend the rest of your life with. They are not always going to be their best self. That is okay. That is normal. That is healthy. I'll say it again. That is normal and that is healthy. When it becomes problematic after a period of time, if your husband is not trying to solve the problem, trying to get better, making attempts to improve himself, that's where it becomes problematic. So if your husband is experiencing depression, is he going to see a therapist? No. Oh, you're not going to see a grief therapist? Oh, I'm going to give you a month or two, but you going to therapy. Right? That's when you show up and you push and you say, you got to do something to get out of this. You can't sit here for too long. That's normal. It's normal. You can't expect your relationship, your marriage to be 50-50 all the time. Say if you lose your job because something physical happened to you. Say if you were in a car accident and your right arm got torn off. That may prevent you to work if you're a musician and you need your right hand, your right arm, right hand. Your partner may need to step up and pay the bills. Life stuff happens. It happens. That's why I say find you somebody who that you know is loyal, who's committed, and can continue to show up for you. Yeah. Onyx Overton says, I've never been on a date in my 26 years of living. You're 26. Always been promised, but no one ever followed through. How can I navigate dating in my 20s? I would not want to go back to my 20s. Oh, in your 20s, that is the time of life that you should be focusing on you, Onyx. In your 20s, you should be focused on mental health, physical health, your career. For gay men, your career needs to be on point. So that means going to school or honing your craft, starting a business, investing in yourself, right? Also, you should be exploring what you want and compatibility. So dating different types of guys, figuring out sexually what you want, figuring out spiritually what you want. And if you are having challenges with guys following through with going on a date, I have so many questions for you, Onyx. I wish you would come on. I can ask them and you can respond in real time. You can if you want to click on the link in the chat. But how are you meeting these guys? Where are you meeting these guys? What conversations are you having with these guys that don't follow through? Are you meeting them on apps? Are you meeting them out at the club? Are your friends introducing you to these guys? Are they friends and they turn into somebody that you're trying to date? I have so many questions. Are you scheduling the date? Are you calling the guy and saying, hey, we're going to meet here, X, Y, and Z? When you say they don't follow through, what was established? What conversations did you have with them? Let me see if you have a response in the chat. Let's see. No. Onyx, I have questions. I need more context. In your 20s, you are going to make mistakes. That is the time that you do that. Jamal Green says, how do you move forward with a friendship with someone you put in a friend zone? Typically, I would say if you are trying to date someone, like seriously trying to date someone and they're not interested in you, I would cut it off. Especially if like you were head over heels for that person and you cannot shake that feeling. Like if you can't shake the feeling of someone you were interested in and they're like, let's just be friends, and you're always going to be wanting to desire for something more than friendship. Hear what I say. If you are always going to want to desire more than friendship with someone who has rejected you and said, I just want to be friends, I would cut them off. I would cut them off like a bad habit. No, I don't want to be your friend. No, don't call me. Don't text me. We can't be Facebook friends. No, because what you're going to do is torture yourself. You're going to see who that person is dating. They're going to be in your face. You're going to smell them. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, why doesn't he want me? I'm a great guy. I'm going to have to be a friend, but not in a relationship. Cut him off. Cut him off. If you can handle it, like you can get rid of the feelings, then sure, put him as an associate. But you can't, cut him off. Onyx Overton, welcome back. I see your question. He says, I was meeting them through apps and I've only gotten to the talking stage. That's it. People always say my standards are too high. So again, app dating is complicated. If you're going to try to meet someone off an app, I would say there are stages that you do so that you can see if a date will actually happen. Exchange contact information with someone off the app. Number 1. Call them. Number 2, make sure they're not catfish, get a sense for their voice, see if they are worth going on a date with. And then number 3, you plan the date. Hey, let's go meet at, this dog park. I'm going to walk my dog. We can walk our dogs together. Establish a time and meet the guy there. Too often people try to meet people straight off the app. Like you're texting, meet me here. Of course the guy is going to ghost you. Of course the guy is not going to follow through. There was no commitment, there was no investment, and there was no vetting. You have to vet the guys before you plan a date with them. Make sure they are worth you scheduling a date with them. That's probably a good thing they did that. Definitely a good thing. I did a video on app dating. You just have to Google. It's on my YouTube channel. Check out those. I think you appreciate them. Whew. Do you all like this episode tonight? Let me know in the chat box. Let me know if there are topics that we should continue to talk about each week. That would be helpful for me. So that way I can prepare topics for you all in advance. But you got to make sure you invite your friends every week. You got to make sure you like this video. You got to share it. You got to comment. Even on my previous videos, I need all of them to be up to 1,000. So y'all want me to show back up every Thursday? Make sure you like the videos, share the previous ones, so we at least get 1,000 views on each of the videos. All right, thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you to Markeith, who has been helping with the behind the scenes and the branding. You definitely have to check the man out. He does an amazing job. He will get you right if you need. So just go to Markeith, Brandon.com and check him out. All right, I will see you all next week. Maybe. We'll see. Good night.